Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the stream. Yep, okay. Today we are doing UI shit. Meaning we need to do things with GUM. Um, which is apparently a powerful UI layouting tool, so we're going to be making a backend for that. Okay. Which first of all means that we actually need to actually install it. I have not done any kind of research for this. This is the first time I'm actually going to be doing anything with this, first of all, also, but also just in general. I think I want this one, I think. Add dash project to the game jam that's there. It's not dash p, it's dash project. And maybe also like gum.core maybe. Wasn't that a thing? It's gum fucking god. Gum.core, yeah. Okay. Let's see how this will go. Yeah, again, I don't know anything about this, so this is going to be interesting, to say the least. So apparently, and also be cleared into. Oh, okay. So you can access the root from anywhere. Let's make this. Alright, so I have been hard work doing making work for making some shit for making collisions and physics work. So now you can run around. You can't yet jump, but running feels smooth. Again, you can't jump, even though it is being registered down here. But yeah, you can't jump as of yet, at least. So under here, I think I want to do it up here. Yeah. Which one of these two do I want to use? It's obsolete. Okay, so you're saying that use gum dot forms dot controls that panel and here, but now there isn't a add to root. Do we even have the same versions? Yeah. It's under this one, I think. Yeah. Not there. In here. Yeah, it's just gum.moogame, okay. So that call we don't need. That made it easy. Add to root, right down. Okay. So now, in theory, everything... Now we should be able to clear it all using this thing here. In theory. Let's just add something to it. Okay, so why aren't you working? Wants the control, maybe? Yeah, it's because that. Okay. Document cushy. Let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. Visual before being added. Huh? The child of type there. Only gum.monogame. That's all we're doing. There must be also something else missing. What if I delete this and take from here? Then they are obsolete. A start button. Visual. That is a... We need to do it through wireframes? Yeah, so we need to anchor it, I guess, here. Yeah, to the... Let's just do top left. Object not referenced. Where? In here. Which one of them? That anchor? Huh? Rendering library renderable. Docking. Yeah. Forms and shit. Alright, first of all, can I add a color to you? Nope. Okay, so custom cursor. I can do custom cursor. Show understand. Is there some kind of text box? Yes. It gives us a thing here. Let's just make it using. Oh. Oh. Oh, runtime objects. Oh. Yes, I guess like this. Let's just take the classic and add there. Instance nuts. Oh, this is fucking working like shit. It's under a function. Oh, it's not under a function. It's under this. Either this or this. Oh, maybe actually this one. This component. Okay. How the fuck? Initialize GUM here. GUM service, the default. Huh? You actually need to do that. Okay. Well, okay. We'll just do this. That's not what I wanted. It was this that I wanted, and I can't do that. What do you specifically need? You need a forms. Yes. And couldn't convert to the game. That's because this isn't the game. This is something else. Now we can do it. Maybe I should also do this. That usually also works. Would work if yeah. Is it in there? Still this one. Core dot. This is the goddamn. Why is that called core? And this is like game 1. Alright, let's just try to do all this. I guess question mark. Game.contents. Game.core. Yeah, okay. Game. Just that. We don't want to register those. Simplify them all. Graphics. That. Graphics device. Still not. Okay, this is interesting by this point. Yeah. Extremely, like, just interesting. So here we have the game. And yeah, all this is just static. With contents right there. Everything else here. Okay. Then we're doing all that. In it, not really doing anything. Update. It's probably under draw. It is probably actually under draw, but I just can't see it because of scenes. We need to go under this one. Yeah, here we have like buttons and panels and whatnot. Okay. Yeah, we're not within this like in this stage at all. Clear and then create pause. Okay. All of that. At this point, we're just testing. Because I don't know anything. And let's make it visible. And apparently, does the text need to be actually like have a position? I dearly fucking hope not. This is also a runtime. Text runtime. You know what? We'll try with a button instead. And just take all of this. What do you have? You're on event handler. Okay, so that's E. Let's what was it again? It was obj. E. No wait, it was I forget. And then constant right line one select E arc. Oh yeah, it was obj and then E here. But what do we have in E? Nothing. Okay. Oh. Okay, it's not visible at all, but hey, we at least have maybe something. So when do you then become true and focused? Hmm. Okay. Let's just try this, I guess, again. Um. Nothing is here, so like where is the draw function? Update, update, update. Draw. Clear. That one. Line position. There. Draw string. Or whatnot. And then after everything has been done, then we need to draw this. Okay. So after render, we do this. Still nothing. Do you maybe need to be like This, yeah, I have a million of these. But this one will come in, maybe? Nope. And even also fucking like... I'm doing everything that's being said in here pretty much. At least think so. Like, if anything, there would be like a font or something like that that they're missing or something. But I also don't think it's a font. It may be because that it is... Ooh. Maybe it's visible... Is visible equals true, maybe. If I do this... Nothing happens. Damn it. Okay. Is there anything in here that I'm missing? Doesn't seem like it. Like, the thing that I'm thinking the most about is that, like, there's no background, like, thing. Oh, there. That was literally a fucking background. There. So if there's a... Got it. Damn, and that's actually pretty good. Okay. So how should we do this? Okay. Remember, we don't have any scenes. Objects are made by in here, aka by the user. Okay, let's make an option first of all in here. Let's make an option for public engine use scum UI. Yeah. And then just turn this, yes. Down. So then we need to we can't just do it. Then we need to at least. There's so many fucking things that go into this. I'm not even thinking of. Underscore game. We could do it in here. And then in here we can do underscore content manager. Done. Then we don't no longer need this. And then we can make it. Yeah, that is because that okay. Yeah, now we get down to the objects. Yeah. Okay. So okay. How should we do this? Probably we should. Okay, we could do a time consuming option. Or make a pretty funny option. The time consuming option, make a text component. Make a text component, make a button component, button component, panel component, so on and so forth, right? Until we have all the components that we need. That was the first option. Which is also going to be very time consuming. Or we could just make an... Either way, we'll have to make like a few commands for it. Actually, for now, we can make a draw UI command. Mark this as temp. I mean, that is a temporary thing. Then command... Oh, what was that called? That was called draw command. Then we have execute. Then we can just encase all this in a UI element here for text, buttons, panels, etc. And just use that to then actually display everything. And that will have to come after we have set stop for everything. In theory, this is actually a 3D fucking object. Like in the renderer's like eyes, this is 3D objects. To more specific, 3D text. We're also like getting all the 3D text commands here. UI queue to then draw the text later. If CMD is UI is draw UI command, UI command that, and don't add that one, add this one. And then continue on, because we don't have a layer for this. In reality, we don't really have a layer for this. And either way, you pretty much always want to have UI be displayed at the top. Or should we? No. We'll just have to be a little bit... We'll just have to think a little bit. before we do anything. In the engine, we need to create a UI layer. A UI layer. Let's just make that layer 2, I guess. I can't remember if 1 was already taken. Then it technically needs to be a spectacle. A spatial. Pretty much. And then we draw immediately. Because if we didn't, then we would have to like then we'll have to begin the drawing first. And then I don't know what would happen, but I don't think it would work. Now, this will have to be a collection of like a lot of elements. So what we can do, I think, is to I need to reinstate that. Damn, I'm sick. I've only done 2 game jams. I always get sick during those game jams, so that is fucked. Anyways, we'll have a route already made at the top. We'll just have to do children. Yeah, we'll just have to make like format it into into a lot of things pretty much. Which also means that we also can do menus and whatnot with this. Now, with this draw, we need to say, we need to go on the engine, go down here, and do this. But first, default dot. Damn, there's actually a lot of things you can actually do. So root that add child. Can I just do all the children at the same time? It would seem no. But also, like, 2 seconds. Give me a minute. You already fucking have. Add that to. Switch on elements. Text. Make a scope. And what did you expect from us? So if I look at the, for example, the text runtime here, it is an interactive GUM. And what are you expecting here? You're expecting a graphical UI element. Yeah, that's it. So graphical UI element, then we will do new text runtime. And else, let me see, can I just do this? Hell yeah, I can. I should just like do this. I should just do that. Enough of all that. Just do this, I guess. Actually, let's make this a panel. Yeah. Then it's kinda a like a thing there, but also kinda not, but yeah. Oh no. So yeah, we'll have this width and height will be the windows climb borders height, and then width there. Actually, we need to. There's a lot of things that now needs the now need the size to work. I don't know how happy I am with that, but yeah. But I should probably also make in this thing here. Size changed. Yeah. Which, what do we even get from this? Absolute the fucking nothing. That was amazing to know that we didn't get anything. That, for example, these things, they also use the screen size and width. Screen size and width. Good morning. Screen size for their things. There and there. Okay, so now with this, we can then say you and you now need to be like this, and then nearly all of this except for all the adding at least. So now if I very quickly run it, hope for nothing, and I expand it. Aha. Now we can do one better, I think. And also this also means that we can expand levels theoretically. But with levels, we also need to dynamically change the like tile width and height. Um, same. We have 40 across by default. Why did I change these ones to 32? I want to change those to 32, but I don't want to right now. Yes. Okay. Now I'm getting sidetracked. Okay. I need to make a component. For now, just a UI. For now, just a UI component. Again, mark as temp. A renderer component. And this is just going to nearly be this all over again. Nearly. Return right there. An array of UI panels. Oh. A new list of role commands for each panel in there. I want to add in a new role thingy. We got this one. Layer 2. And depth, we don't really need that. Then return these ones. Okay. Now we got that. Or should we throw it into the world? We will need a UI manager in some way, shape, or form. At some point. Actually, I can just jerry rig it together and then just hope that it works. Also, won't be too complicated. Let's lowercase both of them here. Then in here, do that. Then not add child, but add components. That. I actually think I want to make this into a list. Yeah. Okay, so now we pretty much have everything that we need. And now I just need to actually make the UI elements. And that didn't break anything? Correct. Now, actually, yeah, it will work just fine right now. Done. Okay. That only took about an hour. Is there anything else that we need? I just need to make sound effects at some point. The assets created for UI were done, so I don't even understand what's going on there, but okay. That's pretty much every single stream. Initialize scum right there. Underscore graphics there. And why not also this? Just because. So file names. So customize the tab UI navigation. Oh. Oh, so yeah, this is tapping. This is like tapping through like the elements. Okay. That's just kind of cool. Customizing. Relative to size, all that shit. I don't really need like this. I don't really need a font per se. Yeah, then we can actually do something there. A whole bunch of other things. Option slider, okay. But yeah, we don't really need all of this as of yet, at least. So yeah, it would just do this, I guess, nearly. So we don't really need that. Is that really it? And of course, like art shit, which I'm probably only going to be doing the like sprite class and maybe a simple animation. Level editor we're not going to do. Scene management we're not going to be doing, and audio controller is it in? Okay, so in the toolset. Yeah, now we're all the way back in the toolset. I do have some things. And the contents. So let's see what we have and what we maybe would need. We have a audio controller that where you can load songs, play them with options. Actually, no, that was a lie. Okay. Okay, so that's actually nearly working. Actually, we just need to do some things for. Actually, yeah, the options are used. We just need to say instance and was it in the thing I need to actually create the instance because then we can also do some of these things. Enables or disables whether the sound effect instance should repeat after playback. Oh, actually, we don't really need it. Fuck it. It's actually, yeah, that's done. Again, we don't really need much more. And how many days are we into the germ? Like, we're 2 days. We're 3 days, sorry. And we've already made a simple engine with some, yes, clunky controls, but yeah. Okay, let's... Okay, so that's because we are in the engine. In the rig, I do believe it was. Anyways, yeah, here. When we have left the ground, then the velocity just becomes this. And then we can't move around. Which I don't really like. Let's only make it so that... Actually, it's because of that. It's because of that. Then we clamp it here. And we do all that. Oh shit, that was fast. Okay, so now we only need to figure out why jumping doesn't work. And I think I also know why. With that, that's under the player. That's because I need to set this one to be a minus. This is clunky. Alright, so it takes a bit before we should jump. Okay, so if the velocity y is under 0, then we don't. Then actually, if it's above or equals 0, then we want to test for if it's grounded. Else, we want to say that no, it is not grounded. Simple little jump. Then we can then replace this to be keep pressed. That should be it. Why the fuck does it do that? Yeah. And it's a pitiful jump. Oh shit, that's actually enough. But right now it feels like that we are on ice, kinda. Like very much on ice. We just try to do this. Yeah, it feels like we are like... Actually... Either it's the stiffness or we are on ice. I don't know. Let's try to add... Let's try to put the friction up to 100. And this is... We have more control here. Wait, what's the thing? Can you... Can't jump here. Yeah, you can't. Okay, you can't jump if you're like just face butting the fucking. Holy shit. Yeah, and also we need to make a ground check. Well, no friction. But also means, oh, you can actually make Flybird with this. And the rig. And the rig is grounded. Okay. But you can just exactly not do this, which I love. Okay. Like, right now it's just like... Actually make the game now. And add more tiles if needed. But yeah. Wait, how far can we actually jump? Oh, we can actually jump extremely far. But I need to remember that we can only jump 2 tiles. Yeah, so this is the platformer part of the game. Just so you can't like just jump directly over it. And you actually have to time your jump. You can see how it like... Yeah, of course now there's debug lines. But like... Oh shit. Ah! Okay. Holy shit, this jump is like extremely sensitive. Oh, it's because of friction. Probably. And actually there's also... In physics there is also air friction, so... Yeah. I guess I'll have to... Like... Yeah. So... Like this. There's like in theory there is like air friction also. But yeah, damn, this is actually cool. Let's actually make it like half the normal friction. Just so you still like glide a little bit around. Okay. So now we need a level manager. We are pretty much done with this, so now we can actually make a level manager. If we want to. Damn, like... There's like probably a million like bugs around here, but like... It like really actually works. Yeah, if I make a... Just to demonstrate a little bit. Terminal plus is... Oh, right, yeah, that's why. The is key has to keep pressed. Let's just do enter. Then I want to flip this one. Just to see how it goes. That. Okay, this is... Wait, this is... What the fuck is happening? I think it has something to do with, like... velocity, I think? But I'm not sure. It could be because of velocity. And then it just doesn't work. Speed multiplier is 1. This one will have to be 1. And... What else can we then do? Yeah, then it's gravity that is doing everything. With a C of 0. Did you find force? Why did you log out? Huh. Not good. Wait, what? Wait, let me reset it again. Yeah. This one. Okay. That was weird. Let's then also set the gravity to be 0 throughout all. But yeah, you can't like... Wait. What? Okay, so... Something is not working. I can control gravity. Because here we're just adding a force. Here we're actually changing the gravity around. Oh, that's because that... Public bool use... Or actually, like, just... Check ground state as a property is by default true, but else, and this one is true for them both, actually. Or no, wait, because yeah, because here we can just like select it, I guess. So when this one comes around, then we check this one. Will also have to be flipped. And is grounded is by default false. Yeah. All this works fine. Oh, epic save. As soon as I press enter, then, and now gravity goes in and fucks up with shit. If rig speed is 1, if it's not 1 over here, we should actually probably have it down here. Yeah, because it changes immediately. And that one also changes immediately. If can control gravity is true, then I want to do this. Else, I'm gonna set it to the default, which is 0, 1, 0. Binary. That's 2. Yes. Okay. So now, why doesn't what's it called? Why doesn't this work now? Then I have a variable can control, I guess, or can control is true. Then if it is true, then that. If it's false, then that. By default. When you switch, then if it is here, then it's false. And then we need to... Oh, that's why I had this. Yeah, because then we need to check for collisions. So we also do that. Oh, it works once. And then doesn't. But also... Actually, we can also say if or if grounded. Now, why can we do... Oh, fuck, damn it. Okay, so we also need to do actually has underscore has can control, was it? Because can control is a one-time use only. I can see that it's grounded. I can see that it's grounded. So why the fuck can't you like do that? Like where else are we checking for grounds? Here. Do we even need to do that anymore? Nope, it's strong enough on its own. And now it works. Yeah. Except for the fact that we are not resetting Y. Like, oh, wait, just look at this. Actually, that could be a fun gameplay mechanic. Yeah, that could actually be a fun gameplay mechanic that you'll have to like just do this. Yeah, but okay, you can also do that. So yeah, we're not checking, we're not looking very closely at it, which we kind of need to do. It's because of one of these. I guess it's because of grounded. Nope, it was not because of grounded. Okay, so when we hit something, we wanna do that. Now, will this still also work? Yeah, but both of them doesn't work. Yeah, okay. If I can again underscore can control gravity. Oh yeah. Yeah, now that also with that one thing. Yeah, like another thing that also could be pretty funny is if we actually made zones to be low gravity. Like for example, said that this is a gravity zone or low gravity zone, meaning that you will have to, yeah, you'll have to like, that's where you have control over the gravity. That could actually also be pretty funny, like gameplay mechanic, and also especially because that each room is only 40 tiles. Like you can't really do too much in the way of puzzles with 40 tiles. Or you can, but like you can't really do too much again. But actually, one thing that I'm thinking of, thing I'm thinking a little bit of, and if I make a camera, thingy here, put the spaces down, and then make it control shift. Damn, I just forgot how to paste things. Damn. And then I made it first of all into an eye component, and then internally I made it reference the camera and the camera object. Camera object. Damn, I am. Am I German? Let me see. What do I want to do? Entities. Yeah. When we then add it, we didn't want to do this. Camera component, camera object. Kind of want to have an read only. A reference to the engine, pretty much. A reference to the engine. Sit internally, which we can't even do because of that. But this means that we can then do things such as not that, because we don't have any of these to be public. What the hell is the camera object thing? Rendering system. Oh right, yeah, that's in the rendering. In the rendering. Damn. Okay, so public. Camera object. Camera. Set it to be renderer.camera. Now I have a reference of that. And now, first of all, each time that we are from the root entity, which is where everything comes from. We could also just do this. Yeah, so from the root entity, which again is a global thing, we can then say entity entity dot engine equals to yeah, my engine, pretty much. And that will then cascade down throughout and hopefully give us something good. That does also mean that we are limited to adding and then adding like the children, but not like I'm gonna do it any other way. Okay, yes. But now this camera here, this camera will have a transform position being allocated to this. That's a vector 3 to a transform. Yeah, okay. Maybe we need this to be in component physics hub. Like technically physics, the physics thing here is actually the thing that we kind of need. the transformed position equals to transformed there. And when we instantiate it, we actually want to instantiate the transform. And then later down the line, we can then pull things from this camera object here. But for now, that is that. Now that's a component, so we can make ourselves in here a camera. And that's up to there. So we should probably actually add it into here. So camera underscore camera right here. Let's just simplify that and make it into one line. There, I have this. Then each update, we wanna make the camera follow us. Camera position, and yeah, this then needs to be transformed to position. We need X and Y, and then set just for the camera. And talking about the camera, we also need to really quickly just set this one like this. Yeah. Let's see if this, no, okay. Oh, okay. Alright, let's just make these into blank spaces for now. Object reference not set to an initializer. Okay. You know what we didn't just need to do? Set it to... No one wants to have the camera over there. And if you do, get some help. That X, for example, is equals to 9999. And then we need to do it in the opposite way. Where the... Actually, 2 seconds. By default, we need to do this by... Okay. So yeah, now we are... I didn't even get down. Damn. Wait, down. Now, the camera is technically following the player. We just can't see it. Why? Well, that is because that we need to make a static 2D and a non-static 2D layer. which we can do pretty easily. So yeah, entity is static equals true. Then go on to number 1, else 0. Yeah. Yep. So now this means that I just love doing that. Okay. If it's static, then do that, else do that. Or should it all just go to number 0? Oh no. Oh wait, there is absolutely something wrong here. Because I specifically say if it's not static. Then we do the matrix thing. And if it is static, then we don't. The things as, for example, like layer controller here, that's not static. Whilst that one... So yeah, target there. I didn't also wanna really quickly... dot camera position equals to not entity dot position, but camera dot position, and look at equals to camera object target, and disable this one so you can reach it. It doesn't even get done anything to. Okay. Well, that is not at all worrying. Yeah, those two things are just not being called. Why? That's not under the engine, that's under here. That is because that we are only talking about here. The lighters also don't. We don't want to do that. Okay, so what? Okay. Um, and 100%. Oh wait, so thing is maybe add it as a component. I feel like that the jumps are a little bit faster than would be. And why the fuck is it not doing the position equals to that? Whilst the rest is 0. Yeah, aka this specific string. And then we can do this. So I feel like everything is faster. In some way. In some weird way. Okay, do not, we'll make it, okay, we'll just do the update in here, I guess, then. In the drawing. So yeah, it is fucking goddamn faster. Yep. Yeah, and you can also fall through. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Okay. Vibrating. But I love to see that. Just bloop, up and down. So this is not static. But the tile map, actually world object here, that is actually static. So if I do this, okay, and then I flip it, whoop, yeah, I feel like everything is like just very much faster than would be otherwise. I even think, well, okay, Why that is happening, I do not know. Do you wanna know? Yes. Do I have any other objects in this scene? In reality not, actually. I have the world object, which that's set to true. Their object, and then there's that other one, that one other object. Let's say that's true by default. Okay. Let's do some debugging. Like, this is goddamn fucking weird. And so first of all, maybe we do not do the target actually. Okay, nope, okay. It's worth a shot. There's static here. There's left edge. And also the name. Right edge, bottom edge, top edge. Okay. The player, that is not static. And then this one. Yes, then we go into here. And this command is a draw rect. I should probably not have done this whilst I also had the debugging on. Actually, thinking a little bit ahead, because debugging makes it makes there be like 500 more like just commands, draw commands. Okay, yeah, left edge, all this, yeah, and here. So here we wanna do command, and then check the layer. So here we have a draw rectangle. This is those with those. Okay. So I think these are the two rectangles, I think. Or the rectangles like around there and there. Thank you. Are the rest just not using fucking... Are the rest just using... But damn, I have a fuck ton of... Why do I have so many sprites? Oh, blah, level. Huh. Should probably optimize that at some point. You know what? Let's make a small from sticker thing here. From entry dot name, just so we can check who it actually comes from. Alright. We've checked you. And if I do cmd dot from, so yeah, here this player, and here the player is, yeah, is not on the static, or is on the static, sorry. And then the top edge, those are apparently the only two that we actually have. So you can see what the game is going to look like in its purest form here. Oh. And first of all, we should probably actually remove the rendering here. I only have like the colliders, because the rendering is pretty much done now. I just love seeing that. Just bloop. And away is the player. Okay. Current layer is not the same as that layer. No, we don't want to do this. Oh. Ah. Oh, right. Yeah. Good morning. So if I do this, like, it should work. What if I put it all on one? Nothing. Okay. Actually, it's something to do with. It may actually have something to do with yeah, with the camera. Gone. Oh yeah, now we just checked this. This is never used. Not even if I flip it here. Why does things need to take so long to compile? Yes, still not. Here you are, like, here you're calling it like crazy. And that, and like, do you just not have any so yeah, rendering layer is static and is static. Ah. Yeah. Found the culprit. My own code. As always. Always. If I may ask, what the hell just happened? It seems like everything fell. Okay. Okay. What if I do this? Entity dot. Right, yeah, that's not from that. The if entity try get component out a transform entity transform, then we can say position equals to the entities transform. Yeah, because then we get this effect where everything is here. What if I then move it by a delta? For example, say -20 minus +1. Maybe I should actually also do it in fucking tile. Yeah, it's tiles, not that. So yeah, actually, what? Maybe you should maybe I should really quick go in and check what actually makes it happen. Get matrix here. The position, rotation, and zoom. All right. What if I really quickly? Why did that just happen? Okay. Right, yeah, because of fucking this one. Now it works. In theory, it works now. Oh, this could actually also be a pretty cool effect. I just don't know what these lines they are, but yeah, this could actually also be a pretty cool effect. Like just nothing here except for a thing here, and then when you open it, there's actually the level. Huh. Okay, so if I set it to be pointing directly at 0, then it works. Great. Now what I kind of want to do is to test a little bit. First of all, if I made the level longer than it actually can be, of course with a few more platforms and whatnot, so we actually can do it. What will then happen? Level is no shit longer. But we can't get past this point. If we size it up, then we can. What if I actually like just do this? Let's just goodbye. Okay. So if we didn't take the camera position here, such as here, for example, and then I ask myself, has the player gone over? Is the player at or over 40? If yes, then goddamn fucking change the camera position to somewhere else. Vector 3 delta camera object that move delta. Right, that's that for good morning. Not camera position, but camera. Just a normal camera. Needs to move over by 40. And the same for the other side. Is just under 40. Maybe like 49, not 49, 39. If it's over there, and then we kind of need to remove these butts up here. There and there. Transform the position is equals to 0. Zeros throughout all. Then it's just this. Okay, something happened. The segments or segment. I should probably actually just call it segment. And segment equals to 0. And segment equals to 1. Here we then need to set it to be 1. The segment needs to be 0 here. Math.floor. I should probably actually have floored it before. Did anything? And segment is 0. there is a buffer equals to 40. To there. Let's do a live coding thing. Not live coding thing, good morning. Debugging is it called. So segment is 0. And the segment is 1. Times level dot current level data tiles. I kind of want to get the tiles dimensions, I think. Do I? Yeah. Maybe. For now we know that it's 20, so fuck that. 0 seconds, I know. I had totally actually forgotten that the tile set is a thing. Yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. I love this. I love seeing this. What if we do this? Bloop. And yeah, it will work. I've got to figure out how to do this. It will work whatever it is. We're going to this mode here. I've got to add a roof. Now the top color doesn't exist, so now it's... Oh, there's no roof. I need to add a roof. Wait, yeah, so if I enable this, bloop, 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 now this adds a lot. Now can I do this more generally? If I say this one divided by these things, add down. And then I say this in the segment. It took a little bit of a while to actually like get right. In segment 20. I am sure as hell not in segment 20. That probably actually comes from this. Yes. Segment 1. Why the fuck am I? Oh. Okay, but now with this, now we can dynamically change for segments. Then say camera.transform the position equals to the current segment times 40 times 20. And this should mean that we can now dynamically so we change to the other segment. I should probably do it like that. So it is default, it's 0 by default. Plus a space plus that. It does change. It does change what we see. That's also because the target. The target. Target the position and position the position. The target there. Maybe I should also there. Run it. And now minus minus all that. Huh? Oh, I only did it for one. Oh, damn. Fuck. Oops. Damn it. Now it works. Dynamically being able to change the level. So we probably also need to actually make it a little bit more smooth at some point. Make good. And yeah, that's it. Yeah, we actually got a shit ton of things done. We can now fucking do this, which means multiple like things with like multiple segments. Now does this still, yeah, that still exists. Simple solution, I think. Make all the walls double thick. I don't know. Nope, that made it easier. Yeah, I don't know why. It has something to do with like the collision system and whatnot. But yeah, I think that was it. Actually, what we could do is to just like reinstate these and just set it to be at 39. 38 then. And so that fucks it up again. We could remove the rightmost thing. Yeah. Very much a developer, like, just problem thingy. But yeah. Let's see, how does it actually look? You're kind of teleporting a little bit, I feel like. Yeah, 40 is good. Every 40 tiles, we'll be switching. Now, of course, I will not be doing something like this, where there's 2 platforms on each screen. I won't be that evil, but I'll still be a little bit evil with this. But yeah, with that, I think that was it. Thank you all so much for watching stream, and may you all have a test day. And I'll see you all next time, where we are going to actually add some gameplay to this. So yeah. And maybe also some other things on top of that. Maybe I would have like made some things. I don't know. But yeah, see you all next time. Maybe I should actually also close the stream before I close OBS. Damn, that would be good.